Welcome to Volvo Construction Equipment India, where innovation meets impact. What you see behind me is not just a factory, but also a hub of cutting-edge technology and sustainable solutions that are shaping the construction industry. But today, we are going to take you beyond the machines. We're going to take you into the heart of it all. We are going to step inside the headquarters and meet the visionary behind this transformation. Not just that, we're also going into the factory floor and see where all the magic of precision, engineering and dedication happens, which powers the global giant. So let's step in and get inspired. Welcome to an exclusive conversation with the visionary leader who's been at the forefront of transforming the Indian construction equipment landscape. And today we're delighted to have with us Mr. Dimitrov Krishnan, who's the MD of Volvo Construction India Equipment and also the esteemed chairman of bauma CONEXPO India 2024. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you, Sunny.
So, Mr. Krishnan, you've been the propelling force and you have a remarkable legacy, rich legacy. So, talk to us about your vision and the purpose at Volvo.
So at Volvo Construction Equipment, we say that we want to build the world we want to live in. And in short, we say building tomorrow. And what we mean by that is that, we are in the infrastructure industry. We supply equipment that makes the infrastructure happen. But we want to do it sustainably so that we can leave a world that is better for the next generation. So at Volvo CE, we build products, we make products that makes work easier, faster, at better quality, and they offer a safe work environment for people who are operating these equipment. And then we want to continuously reduce the impact on the environment. So our products are the most fuel efficient. Not only that, we have electric products that are zero emission. And even though we have diesel machines, they are the most fuel efficient machines in the industry. So, and in addition to that, of course, we work on many other sustainability related goals like diversity, inclusion and all of that. And I'm very proud to say that we have made very good progress, not just globally, but also in India in this area.
Wonderful. So you've been celebrating around 2 centuries of innovation and you constantly demonstrate a whole lot of tech advancements and innovation. And I believe EC210 is your champion product. So can you reflect some points on that?
But first let me speak about almost 2 centuries of innovation by Volvo Construction Equipment in the world. Our origin of our company is 1832 and I would say that as a company it has evolved and given a lot of pioneering innovations. As many of the people know, Volvo Group invented the 3-point seat belt that we take for granted way back in 1927 and they gave it away for free as a patent for everybody to use, and it has saved millions of lives in its life. In the construction equipment business, we've also innovated with new products. If you take our articulated hauler, which actually changed the way material is moved in quarries and mines and many such tough construction sites. Other than that, we've also in recent times, 2019, we were the first construction equipment company to launch fully electric zero emission products.
Wonderful.
in the bauma of Munich in Germany. And in India, we also launched, we were the first ones to bring the electric products in January 2023. Coming to EC210, we just launched this product in 2024. This is a excavator, hydraulic excavator that we have designed, developed and manufactured in India using Indian engineers and using the cutting edge technology that Volvo Group has globally. This product is going to redefine the industry from the level of fuel efficiency that it is going to deliver. We are promising at least a 15% reduction in fuel consumption for customers using this class of product, both with respect to our own previous generation products, but also all our competition products. So for us, this product, which we launched with a very big campaign where we call it Karo Zyada Ki Umeed, is basically zyada performance, zyada uptime, zyada savings, zyada value, and it is going to deliver to customers a bang on the buck, every buck that is spent on this product, and deliver fantastic performance and also fuel efficiency. And I'm sure this product will be the mainstay of our industry in this plastic machine in the time to come.
So sustainability has emerged as a critical pillar for all the industries.
Yes.
And so what are your commitments towards sustainability? And can you throw some light upon alternate fuels and hydrogen?
Absolutely. So at Volvo Group, we have signed up. We were the first movers in the Climate Savers Club, which in 2015 when we signed for the science-based targets in the Paris Agreement. In that, what we have done is now we have come up with very specific targets, how we will reduce the impact on the environment from our operations and our products. So what we have taken a pledge is that by 2030, we will reduce 50%, we will have a 50% reduction in carbon emissions in our operations, which is our factories and all of that, and 30% reduction in the fleet out there, which is products in use. So we as a company are very actively working with it. If I take some examples, for example, this plant where we are sitting today in the Volvo Construction Equipment in Bangalore, this runs 100% on solar power. So we have been on solar power for the last 2 years. And as a site, we are close to more than 70% carbon neutral. Of course, our goal is 100%, but we are making step-by-step progress in that direction. Another aspect is introduction of electric products. In January 2023, we were the first construction equipment company to bring electric products to India when nobody thought that there's a possibility of electric machines. Today, we are delivering electric machines to end customers in a very sustainable manner by using the equipment as a service business model, where the customer need not have to buy the equipment. A new technology like electric products also brings a lot of uncertainty to end users. So what we did was to bring in a new business model that makes it easier for customers to get familiar with electric. So we are also facilitating the adoption of a new technology using our new business model. So we continue to work on sustainability related goals with lots of small steps and leading into something bigger and to live up to our motto of building tomorrow.
That's wonderful to know. Also, talk to us about your training programs and the skill development programs.
Skilling has been a passion for us since the beginning. Volvo Construction Equipment has been in India for over 26 years. And we are proud that we've developed a lot of people who today are the mainstay of our whole construction equipment industry. And what we do in skilling is that we of course invest a lot in development of our own people through skilling initiatives, but we are also a very systematic program for development of our distribution manpower. We have close to 1,500 people in our dealers across the country. And we do training programs in a very structured manner where an individually tailored programs are existing for every technician and every salesperson, and we follow the we track the development of their competence over a period of time. We also train a lot of operators. Every year we are training between 2,000 to 2,500 operators across the country, where we send our master operators and they go with our operator simulator on wheels. These are basically simulators on a truck that helps to make it easier for new operators to learn, and we can test them and certify them using that. Not only that, we also collaborate with the industry body, which is Infrastructure Equipment Skill Council, of which today I am the chairperson, and we actually propagate skilling as a mission across the industry. So I am very proud that Volvo CE is leading the aspect around developing people.
It's beautiful to know that Volvo is a people-centric company.
Thank you. Yeah.
So you are a market leader, and so can you share how the industry is shaping up and how Volvo is aligned to the Made in India and Viksit Bharat?
So I think infrastructure development in the country is taking a great shape for India. And a few years ago, let's go back 20 years, when infrastructure was being looked at in India, it was always seen from a very specific projects perspective, for example. And today, by resetting and putting a goal for the nation of being a developed nation by 2047, which is what is called as Viksit Bharat 2047, the entire paradigm shift is happening. To be a developed nation by 2047, we need to have an infrastructure that is ready 10 years in advance to be able to facilitate that developed country status. So the entire project planning today is going towards a goal that 2037, 2038, the infrastructure should be fully ready so that this country can realize its goal of a developed nation. So with this, what we are seeing is that project planning and project timelines and all of them are changing. So this poses new challenges to the construction equipment industry, that timelines shrink, which means things are to be done faster. The quality expectations are raised. The expectation on safety and sustainability is growing too, because being a developed nation also means we are moving positively in that direction. The Indian construction equipment industry, which last year was close to 130,000 units, is poised to grow. And in my opinion, by 2030, we will be the second largest market in the world with close to 250, 260,000 units of machines sold in the country. And it will also become a very large export hub. India will also be exporting machines. In this regard, the industry is developing in many ways. One is, of course, the size and capacity of production is growing, obviously generating employment. But at the same time, the kind of products that are required for this development is also changing. So there is a lot of new types of equipment that are getting manufactured and sold in India. For example, there are smaller excavators. There is smaller machines because labor cost is going. The menial jobs are getting converted to mechanized. Things like for safety purposes, where people are using scaffolding to reach heights in order to do access, and do work in heights. They have changed to aerial work platforms, the new types of products. These are products that were not there a few years ago. So the industry is moving by adopting new technology, and deployment of equipment in a project is also increasing, which means the intensity of equipment deployment is also changing, which means that, which is basically to facilitate a faster completion of projects. So these are the kind of trends that we see in the construction equipment industry, and it will only continue to accelerate. Another very important thing I would like to add is that the regulatory environment is changing too. In India, which was basically hardly regulated when it comes to emissions and safety and all that, 50% or 60% of products today are almost fully regulated. In fact, next year we will go to stage 5 emissions with a lot of new safety norms, which will make us at par with the most developed nations in the country. And then soon we also expect to see off-highway emissions norms and also newer safety norms that are coming in for all other equipment. So in my opinion, by 2028-29, as an industry, we will be one of the most highly regulated. It also gives an opportunity for products made in India to be exported more, because we will have all the capabilities to even cater to the developed country requirements. It's another matter that already today India exports to more than 100 countries in the world construction equipment. So it's the construction equipment industry is on the move, and it is a great place for people and youngsters to come into as well.
Absolutely, well said. India is the place to be, and it's coming with all the world-class products. So DK, you're chairing the Advisory Council of the bauma CONEXPO India 2024. So how is this trade fair going to boost and facilitate the industry, and how can it bring in all the stakeholders and the policymakers together?
So bauma CONEXPO is a great platform for people in the infrastructure industry to come together. It's a trade fair, it's an exhibition of a very large scale. In the previous edition, we had more than 40,000 people attended. This year's edition, we are expecting 70,000 visitors to come. And these visitors are, of course, the manufacturers, the supply chain partners in this industry, other allied suppliers and supporters of enablers of the various ecosystem in our industry, and also, government officials, various ministries like Ministry of Road and Ministry of Heavy Industries, Petroleum Ministry, Renewable Energy. All of them are interested in this, industry, and they come together. And in this exhibition, most of the customers who are active in our industry are also visiting, primarily from North and Eastern India, but also from across the India. In addition to being an exhibition center, it's also an exhibition setup. It's also a place where a lot of conferences and a lot of other events happen, which brings different types of stakeholders together and to deliberate on the emerging topics, whether it's sustainability, whether it's a regulatory environment, whether it is skilling. There's so many different topics which build the flavor of this industry, which is required for the development of this industry. And in these, so platforms like bauma CONEXPO bring people coming, they come together in the same platform, and exchange of ideas, and a lot of new things emerge in the engineering side or also in software. This is a fairly high-tech industry. It's not only iron and steel. It's got a lot of embedded softwares. We've got a lot of cutting-edge technology being used in, electric is very common. Autonomous is also coming. So there is a scope for all types of talents to actually find interesting work to do in this industry. So please utilize this platform and learn from it and become a part of it.
Super. I'm sure with a whole lot of knowledge sharing, it's going to be intersection of impact and innovation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
India is a global map for construction excellence. So what is your roadmap for next 5 to 10 years, and how is Volvo positioned to lead the transformation?
So I think the Indian infrastructure sector, the way it is developing and the way it's poised to be, in the coming 10 to 20 years time frame, what it would see is it will attract a lot of global players in the infrastructure sector to come in, all kinds of players. In my opinion, what we would see is that the way the strategic development of the Indian infrastructure is going on, we will see it emerging as a much more complex and dynamic setup, where there is going to be a lot of innovation, right? When it comes to construction equipment, which is just one part of the infrastructure sector, we will see a lot of new stuff coming, whether it is in the area of safety and sustainability, which we spoke about earlier, or whether it is in the area of types of equipment that will get utilized for doing jobs faster, but also to improve the finish of our infrastructure. Today when we look at our roads and the way we build our roads, it's reached a certain level of quality. But it needs to go to a whole new level when we need to become a Viksit Bharat or a developed country. And we will see a lot of newer types of technologies, newer types of demands coming into the tenders that will actually drive a change in that direction. So what I see is that it will be a very, very fantastic time ahead for the next 5 to 20 years, I would say. And not only that, we look at infrastructure in terms of roads, highways, these kind of things. But there is also other infrastructure. In my opinion, one of the big infrastructure projects that needs to happen is in the area of water. We have in the country water excess and water deficient areas, and there has been a roadmap or a blueprint being built up by the government for the last many years to link rivers between, in the country, so that you can move water from excess areas to deficient areas. In my opinion, that project, once it kicks off in a proper way, would lead to a huge transformation in the way the industry is and how industry develops. For Volvo Construction Equipment, we believe India is a home market. We have been here for the last 25, 26 years now. We have been pioneering various different technologies. We were the first ones to introduce articulate haulers in the country. We were the first ones to introduce telematics in India in 2010. We brought the first electric machines in 2023. And we've also now launched the EC210 with the most fuel efficient 20-ton excavator in the country. And I think, there is more to come from us. And we will be innovating in the country, we will be localizing more stuff, and we will also be using India as a, platform to also improve our global business. So I look forward to a great time ahead, and, it's a time to be in the infrastructure journey, and it's time to be in the construction equipment industry.
That's fantastic. So you're a global powerhouse. So what's your secret sauce?
Yeah, well, for Volvo brand, I think it's the core values that we work with, and we have safety, quality and environmental care as our company values. And then when it comes to the way we work, we have our values in which we try to operate, it's trust, passion, change, performance, and customer success. And these values really keep us moving, and that's the glue in our organization. And I'm sure these are eternal values, and they will take us through.
Thank you, DK, for sharing the wonderful insights on your core systems, sustainability, world-class products, and how the industry is headed forward. It was a pleasure talking to you, and it was also wonderful to know about the EC210, which is a world-class revolutionary product. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sonia. Thanks for your time, and I wish all of you here at bauma CONEXPO a wonderful time here.
And we'll see you at the Expo. Thank you. We are at the factory, and this is where the true action happens. Every bolt which is tightened and every component which is assembled speaks volumes about their commitment to excellence, safety and sustainability. Let's see how their assembly line works. Come on, walk in. Of Volvo Construction India. We are at the factory, and this is where the action happens. Innovation meets impact and the motion. And today we are joined in by Mr. Dharmendra Pandey, the Head of Operations at Volvo Construction India, to give us deeper insights. It's a pleasure to have you with us, Mr.
Thank you, Sonia. Welcome to the Volvo CE India.
Pleasure is all ours. So it's a massive facility. So to give us an overview of the company, I believe it's 48 years old.
Yes.
And what is the role play of it in the manufacturing strategy?
Yeah, I mean, this is a very important part of our entire strategy, because this is the place, as you rightly said, where the action happens, you know. This facility is 14 acres of land. It is a very smart and efficient facility. We produce close to 3 lines, 3 product lines. One is where we are standing is excavator. When you move to the right hand side, there is a compaction line, and when you go up on the other side of the facility, there is a wheel loaders. So all these 3 products are produced here. We can produce almost like 8,000 machines per year.
That's huge.
Which is quite a good number of machines, and it can serve the entire customer base of ours. To give you a brief background about the supply base, this facility, to produce these machines, we handle 160 suppliers across the globe. There are 120 which is in India, and there are 40 suppliers which is outside. We get 7,000 to 8,000 part numbers from across the globe to make these machines.
So I'm sure every bolt which is measured talks about excellence and
Absolutely.
your commitment to sustainability. Sustainability has become a priority today. It's a must. So what are the kind of green practices you're adopting at the facility?
Yeah, sustainability is the core value of our group. Sustainability has got various factors. I will talk about the sustainability on the climate and in environment. For example, what you are seeing and whatever the electricity you are seeing, this entire plant or entire 14 acres is with the 100% green electricity. When I say green electricity, means it's all solar powered electricity.
100%.
100%. Whatever the material handling equipment you are seeing, the forklifts, the tugger trails and everything is electric driven. So we are almost close to near to 77% on the carbon neutrality. Our target is to go 100% carbon neutral by 2030. If you take the other side, which is the water, water is the key resources. What we did is almost like 10 years back when we made the investment, we invested with the rainwater harvesting. This facility receives almost 11 million liters of rainfall every year. Of that, we are conserving 2 million liters with our rainwater harvesting. So our machine cleaning, our utilities, all these actual things, our gardening, these all happens with the rainwater storage, or the water which is stored with the rainwater and used it for these purposes. I am very proud to say that we are in a very good journey in terms of water as well as in electricity, and so far we have achieved the 77% carbon neutrality for this facility. We are aspiring to be 100%, and I'm not only confident, but I'm sure that we should be able to hit that.
Wonderful. Very, very impressive. 100% solar operated is like usually impressive, this thing. I truly appreciate your commitment to sustainability.
Thank you.
So Mr. Dharmendra, Volvo Construction Equipment is known for its people-centric approach. So what are the kind of initiatives you do to empower your workforce?
Unless and until the people grow and develop, we cannot grow. Nation cannot grow. So that's where we are in. I would say I'm happy to share that what you are seeing here in this facility, we have a diversity ratio. I will talk about the diversity first, and then I will go to see that how we develop the shop floor people and then how we develop the office workers. So in terms of diversity, we are at 17%. Now you might be thinking it's only 17%, but 17% of gender diversity at shop floor in a heavy construction equipment industry is a big thing.
It's remarkable.
Just 3 years back, we were 0. And that's how the thing started. And today I'm very proud to say we have female colleagues working irrespective of where you are, which station you are. There's no difference. If I am working on this station, you as a female, if you are my colleague, you can also work on this station. So we make the entire working system, upgrade the system so that anyone can work at any station. Second part is that how do we, because there is another part of the diversity is that the people with different ability. We have almost 4 people who cannot hear, who cannot talk, unfortunately. But we developed the system because when they are working in the line, how do they communicate? If something happens, some accident, how do you communicate? We invested on that, on the electronic gadgets, on the internet of things we have invested that they should communicate when they are in the situation or they want some help. So this is one part of it where we develop. Other part of it, in the regular event, how do we develop our workforce? In this facility, almost my 80% of the people has been trained at the different places across the world. For excavator, we sent all our industrial workers, so-called the blue collars, to Korea.
Oh, for training.
For training.
Wow.
They were there for almost a month to get trained, all of them.
Wonderful.
For compaction, we sent our key or most of our people to US because the compaction comes from there. So they were there in the Shippensburg plant to get trained. For our wheel loaders, which comes from China, we sent all our people or most of our key members to China to get trained. So we invest very well in terms of uplifting the capability of the people.
Wonderful. That's truly commendable that you are promoting inclusivity into the system.
If you were hired as a blue collar, you will retire as a blue collar. That's how the Indian industry always depends on this, right? But we challenged that. We said, why not when we hire a blue collar who is working on the shop floor can replace me as a general manager? We created a path for them, and that's called the team leader path. So we train them, they become a good worker, there's a selection criteria, there's examination, there are things like they select as a team leaders. Then we invest on their education and everything, we can make them as a supervisor. After that, we further invest and they can be a manager and then can be a general. So there is a path defined for them. Thank you.
Talk to us about the safety measures at the facility.
Yeah, Volvo, safety is the very core value of Volvo. We drive it very passionately across. The safety measures taken in the factory or across any of the factory across Volvo or any sites is uniform. We take care of the people, we take care. So there are 3 parts of the safety. One is industrial safety, process safety and behavioral safety. That's one part of it. So we invest heavily on the technology and the process. At the same time, we heavily invest on our people that how they can be keeping themselves safe. Not only within the facility, but outside. We are also working on the digital part of it. We are investing on studying the ergonomics because if you keep on doing the same thing time and again, it's not an easy task. It's a very heavy task. So how do you see how your ergonomics behaves, how your body reacts to that? So we are working on it, we study that, and then we will work with the cobot and things kind of the industrial systems, which will help in supporting your muscles and making the work much more easier. Also, we have a data analysis to see that how people behave in different situations and a different time of the day, and we can take the corrective actions if there is any risk associated with that.
All right, it's so good to know that safety is in the core DNA of Volvo.
Absolutely.
And your digital approach. It's wonderful. So what is the role of Volvo construction equipment? How is it shaping the whole landscape of construction?
India is the top 3 largest market in the world in terms of the volume of the construction equipment and this.
It's so wonderful that people at the heart of everything you guys do. We truly appreciate the efforts on nation building and the Viksit Bharat. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you. We are at the factory floor and this is EC210. Made in India and proudly made for India. Now we're going to see how is it assembled in India here. And today we are joined in by Mr. Lakshman of Volvo Construction Equipment.
Hello.
Hello, it's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you.
So Mr. Lakshman, can you walk us through the assembly line and show us how is it assembled?
This is the station number 1 where the upper frame is getting dressed and the control valve is mounted over here. This is the start of the line. And all our materials are fed through forklift, metal handling equipments, and our the B and C class materials are fed through a kitting trolleys. The tank assemblies are mounted, followed by the engine assemblies are mounted over here. So when we move forward, we can see on the other side we have a lower frame sub-assembly. The lower frame sub-assemblies are parallelly getting manufactured. When the upper frame is moved, the lower frame is also parallelly moved. both will get come and assemble in station number 5, which is we call it as a marriage, the docking of upper and lower frame. Also our focus area is safety and quality. We have a built-in quality techniques. We have Volvo vision system in place. We have digital POKs in place to ensure we are giving a defect-free product to the customer. When we move forward, we can see the operator console sub-assembly is mounted. So this is the critical where the operator joysticks are mounted. From here, the operator can operate the complete excavator. Once the assembly is done, it goes to the next station for a radiator assembly and the cylinder assemblies. Once those are completed, then we call it as a cowl frame sub-assembly, where the sheet metal is mounted. The complete machine is covered with the sheet metal. It's a cover, it's a cowl frame sub-assembly. Once it is done, then the machine, the half of the machine is done, we can say. Okay. On the other side, the lower frame is also will be ready. We have a FTT gates in place, which will ensure the quality of the product at each gate.
So Lakshman, can you elaborate on the lower frame?
Okay, sure. So what you are seeing is the completed assembly. So this lower frame assembly, what we call it as this excavator is a crawler excavator. Right. That means the lower carriage is with the track chain. So we call it as this is the track chain. We have a track motor on the other side, idlers, and we have a roller. So all these are assembled. On the top of it you can see the swing gear. So this completes a lower frame assembly. And what we have seen so far was the upper frame. And this is the station where the lower frame and upper frame get married to each other, and then we do the charging. The charging, what we seen here is the coolant, the fuel and the hydraulic oil all gets charged, and then we assemble the swing motor. That is the one which helps the excavator to turn around all 360 degree. Once it is done, we check the operation of the track and the cylinders, and then we lower the complete frame, and then we brought it to the floor. So far the machine is on the trolley, and it has been brought down to the floor, where you can see the machine is ready for a next station. Excellent. And this is the critical one where you are seeing is the counterweight. It is a 4.2 ton counterweight which is getting mounted onto the back side of the machine. And this is the station where the cabin is also mounted. And we have a POK systems in each and every station to ensure the quality of the product. End of the assembly line where we are standing right now is the final station, what we call it's a attachment station. First we will see on the other side. We have a boom and arm sub-assembly. We call it as the bigger one is boom and the smaller one is arm. We get those painted booms and arms from our paint shop. We do a minor sub-assembly like the mounting the cylinders and the hoses, and it has been transferred through this boom and arm assembly transfer trolley. So the complete attachment is sub-assembled and it moves in the cart towards the main line. And this is the final station where the complete attachment is mounted onto the machine, where you can witness the complete boom and arm attachment is mounting onto the machine. And we have one more final one, which is the beautiest one is bucket, which will get mounted finally to the arm, and this completes the machine.
Excellent, excellent. I must say revolutionary features, and it was wonderful that you took us through all the features.
Thank you.
Pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for sharing.